68 Best Affirmations to Reflect and Transform Your Life. The cultivation of the mind is the key to bringing order into life. When you have harmony in your head, it starts reflecting in your work, family, and relationships with others. What does order mean? It means being satisfied with yourself in all areas of life. It means that the goals and desires you set for yourself are either already achieved or in the process of being realized, bringing you satisfaction. The book we are discussing today is suitable for absolutely everyone. It doesn't matter who you are, fast or slow, rich or poor, talented or not. The most important thing is to put the ideas you hear into practice. This will help you improve your life. If you're interested in topics like self-development, goal achievement, and personal growth, subscribe to my channel. There are already many useful materials here, and every week you'll find fresh advice from the most inspiring books. Now, let's return to the book. The author offers several thoughts for reflection that will help you understand yourself better. Statement 1. A person creates disorder in their life to experience a state of fatigue. The subconscious desire for familiar emotions can be stronger than reason. Think about how this statement relates to you. How does order in your affairs affect your state? Statement 2. You can only offend someone who is looking to be offended. Someone who is used to being offended will always find a reason to do so. If someone is constantly offended by you, remember, it's not about you. This person uses offense as a way to immerse themselves in familiar emotions. But also think about yourself. Has being offended become your usual reaction? Statement 3. An insult is the weapon of the one who is wrong. When a person cannot prove their point of view, they start making personal attacks. Statement 4. First strive to understand the other person, and only then to be understood. To do this, ask open questions to understand the other person's position and truly listen to them. Statement 5. Fighting someone else's beliefs is a useless activity. The more you insist, the stronger the resistance. The right strategy is to create conditions where the person will come to the right conclusions on their own. You can't make someone happy by force. Start change with yourself. By improving your own life, you will automatically inspire those around you. It's no coincidence that they say, around one saved, thousands will be saved. By the way, if you enjoy books on self-development, personal growth, and finance, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Statement 6. The power of small steps is immeasurably greater than the power of sudden leaps. Constant and persistent effort always leads to a sustainable result, although it takes time. Those who stop lose everything. Think about great artists, athletes, or entrepreneurs. None of them achieved success if they had decided to quit at some point. Write down a few specific steps you can take today to move towards your goal. Statement 7. Most people prefer to suffer rather than confront the cause of their suffering. We get used to changed circumstances, even if they bring pain. The human body, striving for stability, cements this condition. Ask yourself, in what areas of your life do you choose suffering? Perhaps it's a job you dislike, toxic relationships, or constant conflicts. To change the situation, the first step must be realizing that you are choosing this suffering. Statement 8. Action doesn't always bring happiness, but without action, happiness will never come. No dreams or visualizations will lead you to a result if you don't take action. Define your goal and the 3 key steps you need to take to achieve it, and start acting today. Statement 9. The best argument is the one that didn't happen. In an argument, truth is not born, but mutual claims, resentments, and irritations arise. Moreover, each person involved in the argument becomes even more convinced of their own righteousness. Let others win arguments, even on purpose. This will preserve your inner peace and improve your relationships. Statement 10. He who masters himself masters the world. Constantly ask yourself, where are you, what are you doing, and where is it leading? Is this helping you move toward what really matters to you, or should you stop doing it? It doesn't matter how high you've climbed on the ladder if it's leaning against the wrong wall. Think about your life strategically. Imagine how you want to live in 3 years, 5, 10, or maybe 30 years. What emotions do you want to experience? What goals do you want to achieve? And what kind of people do you want to surround yourself with? All your current decisions regarding health, work, family, travel should align with this long-term vision. Statement 11. If you're constantly late, it's not a coincidence, but a subconscious choice. Tardiness becomes a habit that creates certain emotions to which you become accustomed. Perhaps you artificially come up with urgent tasks or forget important things in order to experience the familiar feeling of rush. Recognize this habit and try to change the script by avoiding unnecessary hustle. Statement 12. Politeness costs nothing, but it can give a lot. No one wants to interact with rude people, and your impoliteness can become a barrier to your goals. Think back to situations when rudeness got in your way and consider how things might have turned out differently if you had shown tact. The words you speak return to you like a boomerang. If you want people to treat you with respect, start with yourself. Conscious and polite communication can change your life for the better. Statement 13. Any war is won before it begins. Whatever plans you make, try to gather as much information as possible, carefully analyze it, and minimize risks. Remember that ideas, even the most foolish ones, can turn into beliefs over time if they are constantly repeated. Be mindful of the thoughts and ideas you allow into your mind and the sources of information you use. What you feed your mind with impacts your future. Statement 14. Honest acknowledgement of your mistakes is a sign of maturity and the foundation for personal growth. The ability to accept your missteps helps avoid conflicts, learn from your errors, and move forward. Statement 15. Better to lose with a wise person than to win with a fool. Before building a business or starting a family, think about how reliable the person you plan to go through life with is. Joint ventures require complete trust and mutual understanding, and choosing the right partner can be the key to your success or failure. Statement 16. Never make important decisions while emotions are high. When angry or upset, a person often takes actions they later regret, but can't undo. Decisions made in a state of fatigue, anger, or sadness only reinforce those same emotions in the future. Give yourself time to calm down and look at the situation with a clear head. Statement 17. The body controls the brain and thoughts. Your thoughts directly depend on your physical state. For example, hunger makes it difficult to focus on work or enjoy the beauty of nature. Develop 3 simple and regular steps to maintain your physical and mental health. These will form the foundation of your emotional and mental balance. Statement 18. Your mind serves your instincts. When you are thirsty, your mind looks for quick and safe ways to quench it. But in complex situations, it's always best to rely on reason, not on instant impulses. Develop the ability to analyze and make conscious decisions, even when your instincts push you toward the shortest path. Statement 20. Act based on your sphere of control. If someone says or does something unpleasant, it shouldn't ruin your day. You cannot control what others say or do, but you can choose how to react. As the saying goes, you can't stop birds from flying over your head, but you can prevent them from nesting in your hair. Statement 21. You cannot change the direction of the wind, but you can adjust your sails. Be open to modern trends and changes. For example, some people once rejected mobile phones, considering them unnecessary, but later had to admit their mistake. The key is to know how to use the favorable wind to achieve your goals, as long as it doesn't contradict your life values. Statement 22. Reason is governed by passion. A person's thoughts and opinions are often a side effect of chemical processes in the body triggered by hormones. When you are angry, try to refrain from speaking or acting. Train the skill of calm communication even in moments of anger. This will help avoid conflicts and preserve relationships. Statement 23. Great success and great failure are temporary phenomena. Everything passes. Neither great sorrow nor great happiness lasts forever. However, it is in our hands to create moments that leave a pleasant aftertaste. Strive to live in the moment, enjoying each action instead of distracting your thoughts to something else. A genuinely lived moment becomes the foundation for true happiness. Statement 24. Our character is the result of our behavior, said Aristotle. It's hard not to agree with this. Behavior shapes character just as character influences behavior. For example, a person who consciously changes their posture, clothing style, or manner of speaking may notice changes within themselves. A confident walk, A straight back and a smile not only create the impression of a strong personality, but also help you feel like that person. Statement 25. Like attracts like. Power attracts power, fear attracts fear, love attracts love, money attracts money. If you notice people around you who evoke negative feelings, think, how could you have attracted them? If other aspects of your life aren't satisfying, ask yourself which of your actions or attitudes may have led to this. A conscious attitude toward yourself and your environment helps change reality for the better. Statement 26. You can judge a person by how they treat those who can offer them nothing. This is a sign of their true nature. For example, a luxury clothing salesperson may treat a customer in an expensive suit with the same politeness and respect as someone who, by outward appearance, doesn't belong to the middle class. True value is revealed in the ability to be decent and kind regardless of the potential benefit. Statement 27. Pessimism is a mood, optimism is a will. Pessimism comes to us easily, requiring no effort, whereas optimism is a state that needs to be nurtured. Start by noticing the good things you have. Health, family, achievements. Focus on solving problems and believe that you can handle them. Develop an action plan to strengthen your optimism. Avoid news that only brings negativity. Minimize communication with people who evoke negative emotions. Remind yourself that every difficult moment is temporary. Optimism is a tool that can and should be developed, making your life easier and happier. Statement 28. Those who lack character turn into things. To remain a person, it is important to train the ability to say no. This is especially relevant when you're asked to do more than you are obligated to, for example, staying late at work or offering a discount. The ability to defend your personal boundaries helps preserve your dignity and inner balance. Try to analyze your feelings. How do you feel when you refuse someone? What emotions arise if you agree to do something you don't want to? These reflections will help you better understand yourself and develop confidence in defending your interests. Statement 29. Whoever asks questions controls the conversation. Try to ask open-ended questions. This helps better understand the other person's point of view, gather more information, and build a dialogue based on that knowledge. This skill is beneficial for both you and those around you. For example, instead of simply stating something, ask, "Why do you think so? What's important to you in this situation?" Or, "What solutions do you see?" These questions open new dimensions of communication and make it more meaningful. Statement 30. Questions are more important than answers. By asking a question, you already know half the answer. Try asking yourself, what motivates you to achieve your goals? Who do you want to spend time with and how? What do you dream about? These questions direct your thoughts in the right direction and help you make conscious decisions. Don't be afraid to ask questions, even if it seems awkward. The one who risks looking foolish for 5 minutes gains knowledge. But the one who doesn't ask questions remains in ignorance forever. Instead of giving unsolicited advice, ask the right questions. Remember, the question you ask determines the answer you'll get. If you ask, "What happened to you again?" you'll hear complaints. But if you ask, "How are you planning to solve this situation?" the answer will be more constructive. The perfect question is an open-ended one with a positive assumption. For example, what interesting thing are you planning to do today? What did you especially like about this book? What useful lesson did you learn from this experience? Such questions not only create a friendly atmosphere, but also help reveal the potential of your conversation partner. Statement 31. The future doesn't come with the arrival of tomorrow. It comes the moment you reach a qualitatively new state of life. If you don't change your life for the better, you get stuck in the past, and the future remains unattainable for you. Imagine the future as a mirror without glass. Everything you see in it is your reflection, the person you are right now who, in this very moment, is creating their future. Think about how your life would change if you relied solely on external support. Compare this with a life where you take everything into your own hands and act, regardless of whether or not that support is there. Describe what your day will be like in a year. What new achievements and events will appear in your life? What should you start doing today to make this a reality? There are two approaches to the future. Some look at it with hesitation, doing nothing, while others approach it with anticipation, actively building it in the present. Which group do you belong to? How you see your future should determine your actions today. A well must be dug before thirst arises. Statement 32. There are things that shouldn't be done in a hurry, and then there are those that require immediate action. The ability to manage your time is a key skill because time is one of the most valuable human resources. Ask yourself, how do you plan your day, week, month, year, or even several years ahead? How much time is wasted? When you have a clear plan, you better understand what needs to be done now and what can be postponed. Statement 33. Those who want to look for opportunities, those who don't want to look for reasons. The road called later always leads to the city of never. Think about this. Are there goals or tasks in your life that you keep postponing? Are they really important to you? If they are losing their relevance, it might be worth leaving them in the past to focus on what truly matters. On the other hand, if there are things that are important to you but you just can't seem to start, ask yourself, what's stopping you from taking the first step? What small actions can you take today to get moving? Statement 34. An imagined world brings real benefits if you can make others believe in it. We genuinely care about the characters in the movies and TV shows we watch. Talented leaders use this principle in their companies by creating a kind of imagined world for employees filled with goals, rewards, and inspiring prospects. Think about what kind of world you can create around yourself. What values, goals, and images are you ready to offer those around you? What benefits will this world bring to you, and what role will the people close to you play in it? Statement 35. Life is the art of drawing significant benefits from seemingly insignificant circumstances. Develop the ability to notice the small things that others miss. Learn to see the hidden details, build logical connections, and understand the needs of the people around you. This attentiveness not only makes your communication richer and more vibrant, but also helps you live in the moment and makes your work more useful and productive. Seek the important in the small things, and you'll be surprised at how many opportunities are hidden in everyday life. Statement 36. New ideas are stronger than old habits, but they take time to take root. A new idea is a seed, while an old habit is a tree with deep roots. To replace a habit with a new behavior pattern, repetition and patience are required. Any action repeated many times becomes easier. Can't cook? By following the steps of experienced chefs and repeating their actions, you will learn. Starting with small physical exercises and gradually increasing the load, you will achieve significant results. Mastering a new skill at work, you will become an expert through constant practice. This process is brilliant in its simplicity, but it is often hindered by our laziness or fear of starting something new. Overcome these barriers, and you'll unlock huge opportunities. Statement 37. In every beauty, there is a flaw, but that does not make it any less beautiful. Allow yourself to do your work imperfectly. This doesn't mean doing it poorly, but the pursuit of perfection sometimes hinders starting or finishing something. Permit yourself to be imperfect. This trait makes each of us unique. After all, it's diversity, not perfection, that gives life depth and beauty. Statement 38. Where it's thin, it tears. This rule often illustrates what is called the limiting factor. Imagine a caravan where all the camels are full, healthy, and strong except for one, which is hungry and exhausted. The caravan will move at the pace of the weakest camel. That weak element is the limiting factor. Look at your life. What is holding back your growth and progress? Identify and eliminate this limiting factor. Only then can you move at the rhythm that aligns with your goals and ambitions. Statement 39. You can shape a log any way you want, but the properties of the wood remain unchanged. This statement reminds us of the importance of choosing the right people, tools, and resources to achieve our goals. Are there people or materials in your life that do not meet your standards, despite all attempts to adapt them? If they are hindering your progress, it might be time to reconsider your environment and remove unsuitable elements. Only with a solid foundation can you build a strong and successful future. Statement 40. Many problems seem unsolvable simply because we are not satisfied with their potential solutions. But the truth is that most difficulties are quite solvable. Try to address one of your current problems. Write down a list of possible solutions, even the most absurd and unlikely ones. Then, prioritize them based on which one will best help you achieve your long-term goals. Start with the most promising option. If it doesn't work, move on to the next. This approach will help you systematically tackle any life challenges. Statement 41. Water wears away stone. This rule applies to all areas of life: appearance, health, work, relationships. Think about what will change if you take at least one small step toward your goal every day. And in 3 months, 6 months, a year, these small but consistent actions accumulate, creating a foundation for greater achievements. Gradual progress is the key to long-term success, which may seem impossible at first glance. Statement 42. Listen to everyone, pay attention to a few, but make your own decisions. Contrasting opinions and different viewpoints are the foundation for making informed decisions. If you don't know all the possible approaches, it's hard to choose the right one. However, the final decision should be yours. Don't delegate it to someone else just to blame them later for a mistake. Your decisions are your responsibility. Listen to advice, consider it, but always follow your own mind. Statement 43. Don't make promises you can't keep. Become a person of your word. In both work and personal life, strive to establish clear rules of interaction with others. If you've made a commitment, fulfill it impeccably. People who can rely on your word will respect and value you as a reliable and honest person. Statement 44. It's not because it's delicious because there's a line. People often follow the crowd, assuming that something in demand must be good. But is it really worth your attention? Analyze your actions and purchases based on your own needs, not the mass trend. Not everything that's popular is necessary for you. Statement 45. Sometimes, just stating the problem helps solve it halfway. Hiding difficulties and troubles never leads to their resolution. On the contrary, acknowledging the problem and discussing it with loved ones or colleagues can offer a new perspective and additional opportunities for solving it. Moreover, it can help relieve emotional tension and improve your mental state. Sometimes great opportunities present themselves, but don't assume you're the smartest. There's always a chance that someone has greater expertise. To avoid mistakes and losses, share your plans with those you trust and listen to logical advice. A real-life example. One person believed he was earning from investments and was confident that his income for the month was $50,000. But when he tried to withdraw the money, nothing worked. What's worse, he had already taken out a loan and borrowed around $8,000 from friends to continue his investments. In the end, he turned out to be a victim of fraud. All this time, he thought he was doing the right thing. If he had discussed his actions with friends or family, they would have certainly warned him of the mistake. Even criticism from others can sometimes be helpful. Statement 46. Be attentive to your thoughts. They become the beginning of your actions, and sometimes they're the action itself. Thoughts shape emotions, emotions influence words, words lead to actions, and actions form your personality and your entire life. The ability to manage your thoughts is the key to controlling yourself and your reactions to situations. How often do you realize what you're thinking? Start tracking your thoughts. Think about which ones help you and which ones hinder you. Organize your environment so that it sets a positive tone for you. For example, start your morning with pleasant thoughts and actions that will set the right tone for the entire day. Statement 47. A good speaker is not only someone who says intelligent things, but also someone who knows when to remain silent. Think before you say something. Have there been times in your life when it would have been better to remain silent but you didn't? Reflect on those situations and try to consider this experience in the future. Also, even the most interesting speech can become tiresome if it is drawn out. It's important not to overtake the audience's attention, especially in live communication. Clarity, brevity, and the ability to sense the mood of the listeners are key to a successful presentation. Statement 48. Everyone hears only what they are capable of understanding. This applies not only to books, which reveal new details with each reading, but also to live communication. Sometimes a listener doesn't perceive your message simply because they are not ready for it or don't understand your arguments. Likewise, Sometimes we are unable to comprehend what others are trying to convey to us. This is natural. However, the awareness that understanding is limited helps us to be more tolerant and open ourselves to new horizons. Remember that you are responsible for what you say, but you are not obligated to follow everything you hear. Learn to separate reliable information from unreliable. What criteria do you have for evaluating information to understand what you can trust and what is better to ignore? Know that fraudsters always offer incredible opportunities, promising happiness in no time. Don't fall for such offers. They are too good to be true. Statement 49. To avoid criticism, you need to do nothing, say nothing, and basically not exist. However, criticism comes in different forms. Proper criticism is asked for. It is constructive and friendly. Everything else is not criticism, but devaluation. Try to avoid communication with people who try to devalue you, and don't take their words to heart. Think about how you can protect yourself from this. Statement 50. If you think competence is expensive, try incompetence. When you choose products or services, how do you evaluate their quality? What requirements do you set? Is it worth striving for savings if it leads to a worse result? Think about whether the desire to save is always justified. Statement 51. A teacher opens doors, but the student must walk through them on their own. A teacher cannot force a student to learn, but they can spark interest and guide them on the path of development. The student must work on themselves. If you are a teacher, try to create conditions for the student's growth. If you are a student, make the most of this time to gain knowledge. Statement 52. Troubles come when a person, yielding to laziness, forgets to take care of themselves. This means eating properly, being physically active, getting enough sleep, and avoiding stress. Taking care of yourself is not a luxury, but a necessity to feel good and enjoy life. Statement 53. Responsibility is when a person sees themselves as the cause of all the consequences in their life. Understanding that you are the cause of the events happening in your life is important for maintaining inner balance. It gives a sense of control over what is happening, which contributes to good psycho-emotional health. You can spend your whole life cursing the darkness, or you can simply light a candle. This is what it means to be the master of your own fate and take responsibility for your actions. Statement 54. Lack of self-belief is the cause of most failures. To become more confident, recall your victories and think about what you did to achieve them. Acknowledging that you have already been successful gives you the understanding that you are capable of repeating that success. Boosting self-esteem often begins with realizing how much you are capable of achieving. Recall moments when you felt you could move mountains and use that as a reminder of your strength. Statement 55. Weak people believe in luck. Strong people believe in cause and effect. Luck is a random occurrence, from which little depends. However, tracking cause and effect relationships in our lives truly helps achieve results. For example, a good sleep is the cause, and a good mood and high productivity are the effects. By noticing these connections, you can use them to improve your life and attract luck. Statement 56. What is not planned will not be done. Everything is created twice. First in the imagination, second in reality. What have you planned for this week or month? What steps are you taking to reach your goal? What you plan will inevitably become a reality if you truly set goals and track your progress. Statement 57. A fool will turn a friend into an enemy, while a wise person will turn an enemy into a friend. Wisdom lies in the ability to find common ground with those who might become your adversaries. Sometimes, conflicts can provide valuable lessons and lead to ways of cooperation. Statement 58. People who constantly display everything outwardly have nothing inside. It's not what others think of you that matters, but what you keep inside. A person who constantly displays their supposedly happy, successful, and wealthy life is either trying to convince themselves of this or attempting to impress others. True happiness is not about showiness. It is always internal. Statement 59. Horror is incompatible with humor. Any situation becomes less frightening if you add a touch of humor to it. The ability to look at a problem from a different, more relaxed perspective helps you handle it better and find the best solution. Statement 60. If a person cannot control themselves, others will begin to control them. Self-control is the foundation of freedom and independence. The ability to manage your emotions, thoughts, and actions gives us the opportunity to resist external influences and be the masters of our own lives. Statement 61st. People believe in what they want to believe. The magic pill. Instant wealth, castles in the air. What do you believe in? What values are important to you? Faith in what cannot be verified often leads to disappointments. It's better to follow principles that have been tested by time and experience. Statement 62nd. If you can't achieve everything, don't give up at least part of it. It's not always necessary to achieve everything at once. Sometimes it's important to start small and then gradually move forward. Partial achievement of a goal is still a success that can be used as a starting point for further growth. Statement 63rd. Don't rush to say no until you've been asked. When you're in a hurry to respond, you often react not to the person you're talking to, but to your own thoughts that came to you during the conversation. It's important to listen and understand the other person first, before making a decision. Statement 64th. In revealing a secret, the one who entrusted it to another is always at fault. When you share a secret with someone, you're essentially making that person responsible for keeping it safe. The responsibility for disclosure always lies with the person who passed on the information. Statement 65th. The foundation of all wisdom is patience. Patience is the ability to notice details, avoid rushing to conclusions, and learn lessons from what is happening. It helps you not to hurry and to assess each moment with attention, leading to a deeper understanding of the situation. Statement 66. Inspiration exists, but it comes during work. Don't wait for inspiration to visit you. Start working. Only through the process of work will you feel true emotions and joy from the results. By working, you create opportunities for inspiration rather than waiting for it passively. If you want to deprive a person of the meaning of life, give them everything ready, taking away the opportunity to work. Statement 67th. If you don't have your own goal in life, you'll have to work for those who do. Every person must find their own purpose and goal. Without this, you become a tool for achieving someone else's goals. Only by finding your own direction can you live a full and fulfilling life. Statement 68th. Those who respect themselves inspire respect from others. Your internal state is how you see yourself and how you relate to yourself. If you respect yourself, others will feel it too. Respect starts from within and is transmitted to the outside world. Throughout today's discussion, we touched upon important statements that help each of us grow, strive for personal development, and lead a successful life. These thoughts remind us of the importance of taking responsibility for our actions, not being afraid to make decisions, working on ourselves, and setting goals. We understood how important patience, self-control, and the ability to approach situations with humor are, as well as how we should respond to criticism and self-doubt. We also explored how crucial it is to trust ourselves, work on our own development, and rely on cause and effect in life, not on luck. Ultimately, the key realization is that true happiness and success come through hard work and self-improvement. If you want to continue developing and find inspiration in the world of literature, subscribe to my book summary channel. Here, you will find many useful ideas and practical tips for personal and professional growth. Your support means a lot to me.